here filming the Road to Glory. A look back over the May 24th road race, which has such great traditions to it. It's the iconic race that everyone just enjoys doing. Today we speak with George Jones, who has set the markers far beyond any accomplishment that anyone has ever achieved. George Jones, 45 consecutive May 24th races. An amazing accomplishment. Good morning, George Jones, one of the greatest runners of all time for Bermuda. Welcome. Welcome to Fort Scar. We're here in the west in the end of the island. So for me, it's a tradition to come out of the west for May 24th. But I came to visit you today. How are you doing?
Quite well, quite well.
Quite well. So George, I contacted you because I want to call you King of the Mountain. And the mountain being May 24th. George, you've done it how many times?
45. 45 straight years.
45 straight years. That's amazing. I got to applaud that.
Thank you.
Yeah. That race goes way back.
Yeah, yes.
A lot of history to it. You remember some of those early races when you started? What were they like?
All the races, you mean? Just all the races?
No, May 24th. We'll start with May 24th, yeah. How was that race when it first started for you?
It was always been good.
Always been good?
Once I started, that was it. That was my 24th for me.
I remember the race having lots of bikes and combustion, a lot of smoke and spectators on the side. Tell me about those early years when you were running. Do you remember how difficult it was to run in Bermuda?
Bermuda? Hey, my 24th of May, I was a glory, my first 24th of May.
You remember your first one?
Yes, yeah. I was 34 years.
You were 34 years old.
Was my marriage. I was 34.
I love it. I love it. Where did that race start from, your first race? Here in Somerset?
West End.
West End.
Down by the marketplace.
Okay.
Just outside where you always.
Yes, yeah. So George, you set the bar so high. I don't know if anyone will ever achieve 45 May 24th. Let's talk about your training. How did you prepare for May 24th? What did you do?
My training, when I started training, I was coming out of Somerset.
Yes. So you practiced a lot of hills or beach?
Hills. Oh yeah, hills. Coming out of Somerset, that's my first hill.
Okay, so you knew the course. Yeah. Really, if it's coming out of Somerset, you have an advantage.
Yes.
You knew. I thought you came out of football. I thought you were a football player.
But I was a little football. But nothing. No name, big name.
But you played.
I played with a little workman.
Okay.
Just
nice,
Earl
nice.
Boys, then I played for Somerset Earl Boys.
Okay. George, back in school, were you a star runner? How did this running thing get started? And when did you start? What was your age?
Purvis.
Purvis. So you were a runner at Purvis?
Purvis, I school. My time is right across from City, Cow Pass.
Cow Pass, yes.
To City Hill.
Yeah. So you did some running at Purvis? You were
No. Just like
track and field?
Track and round. Like we had different track.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you knew you were a runner then?
Well, I tried.
You tried?
I tried because I was really good at because I liked it.
Yes.
And I still liked it. Yeah.
So what got you into May 24th? I want to see that first one. Was it a bet? Did somebody tell you this is a big race you should try, or you just said you wanted to try it?
No, I trained. When I trained for the 24th of May, I was training. I trained long before I got into a race.
Nice.
I used to come out of Somerset, doing 50. I was doing for about 15 miles. No, 10, 12, 15 miles.
I love it.
From Somerset, where I stayed, and to the Rangers.
Okay. And back home. Run to Rangers and back
up. Yeah.
So you got in serious.
Oh yeah. I got a lot of serious. I got the longest one is when I was working at the Belmont.
That's right.
And that was from Belmont. I was on the afternoon too. And this is like just after I knocked off.
And you go train after you knocked off.
Yeah, I've been 3:30, something like that. And I'm telling you, my longest one from Belmont, outside of Belmont.
Yes.
Going down Harbor Road, not Harbor Road, Middle Road.
Middle Road, yes.
And came up over the hill up straight over the hill and around about going
Trimming Hill, you go all the way down
yeah.
Trimming Hill?
Yeah, I ain't try. This is just some of it. in Trimming Hill. Oh yes,
And then
I've
go
been
back
on,
to
down, I've been on flats. I didn't even finish that. I flats. I'm up Flats Hill,
Hill?
and when I first hill, I came down off of Flats,
Yes.
and went down Harrington Sound.
Wow.
Came around Harrington Sound. Then from there, I was going down the airport.
You're serious training.
Yeah, I was my service. I was
Who was coaching you? Who's your coach?
me. I
You
never.
You're your own coach. So you did all that preparation for May 24th
By myself.
by yourself.
Did myself. Didn't have my cousin Charlotte, but Charlotte was always on the beach around
Okay,
here.
yes. Oh, he's your cousin.
Yeah, Ed Charlotte.
Ed Sherlock is your cousin. So there's something in the family. I didn't know that. See, I'm sitting here today with you and not knowing that Ed Sherlock is your cousin. So Sherlock's
right.
training on the beach,
Yeah.
and you're doing these long runs from work.
From home.
From home, okay.
From home to Rangers and back up. Yeah. And I used to have my children going to school. I used to take them to school and drop them and pick them up from school.
Love it.
And then just after I finished running, coming up to from Somerset
Yes.
up to Waterloo.
Inn. Okay.
Then from there come back, go back to my school, my daughter's school, my son, my grandson, one of my grandsons'
Yes.
school.
So there's no real, you're training for May 24th. There's no real running races beyond May 24th in the early days.
No,
It's just that. There's no Butterfield and Vallis. There's no Lindos to Lindos race weekend yet.
Yeah. This time, no, what's more like, but I have done.
You got into all those races
Yes.
later,
Oh,
but,
yes.
but you were just training for May 24th in the early days.
Just got my training in.
Yes, because you were the name. Everybody tells you. Everybody knew George Jones. And,
I used to cut my grass, 8 o'clock in the morning. Man, that's 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
After that, got my shower, my breakfast. Then I came out on the road. From the road, there, hit the road.
Now, May 24th, because that's the race you've done 45 times. It didn't always come from Somerset to town. There was some other races in different directions, right?
Well, for me.
For you, yes.
Yeah, for Addison, Georgia.
Addison, Georgia's.
That's.
But you prefer
Oh, yeah.
coming out of the West.
Oh, yes. I come to West. That's where I started.
So your fans on May 24th, tell me
Yes.
about the fans cheering for you when you leave Somerset.
Couldn't be better.
I'm not a Somerset fan for Cotton
Yeah.
Match. I'm sure you're probably a Somerset fan for Cotton Match.
Hey.
Jay
hey.
Donovan and I, we battled over that.
Yeah,
but
oh, yeah. That's okay. That's
seems like the
okay.
best runners come out of Somerset. So yourself, Kevin Smith, Jay Donovan, those are three top runners that come out of Somerset.
Hey. And, yeah.
The May 24th, 45, I have to say, I got to call you King of the Mountain. When you were starting, did you ever think you'd run that many?
No, I didn't really know. I just kept what I had to do and train for those 24 for me. And that was every week out of Somerset. And then when I was working at the Belmont, I was doing my Belmont bell captain. I used to go to town. That makes about 6 miles from Belmont to town and back.
So how does someone? Okay, so you tell me you ran 45 consecutive. You didn't miss a year?
No, train every.
So how do you not miss a year? I mean, you're never sick?
I was never sick. Kept myself fitness. That's all I was doing.
Because someone will say, okay, I've done 5 or 6, and then another year shows up, I can't make it. Injury or sick, you had 45 straight.
That's right.
That's beautiful. And no, I tell you, Kevin Smith didn't do 45 straight. Mike Watson didn't do 45, and neither did Ed Sherlock. So you're commended on that. Let's talk about running in Bermuda. You were running May 24th a lot. What about some of the other races and the Swans Running Club that you joined?
Oh, yes.
When did you join Swans Running Club?
Oh, boy, that's way back now.
When they first started?
Yeah, when Ray Swan became the coach.
Yes.
The manager. I don't what you call it.
So you finally had a coach, because you hadn't had a coach till
No,
then.
I never had a coach. No, I trained with them.
Yes.
I never had a coach.
coach, right.
Just my training with the guys
So you start going to the Swans Running Club, and I've got to tell you, I know that you went overseas to race. Where have you been running with Swans Running Club?
New York.
New York?
11 years straight in New York.
Now that's for the marathon?
That's marathon. And and Princess, not the Princess, Mama.
Race weekend?
No. You be talking about
Oh,
overseas.
Peachtree.
Yes.
Peachtree.
Peachtree. That's my favorite one. Yeah.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
How many of those did you do?
11.
11 of those.
11
Yeah.
straight years.
That's
Maybe
got
a little more. But that's
60,000 people running that race. What's it like running in a crowd?
a crowd, man. Hey, I'm up here.
You really enjoyed that one. That's a 10K, but it's hot. And a lot of people.
I love it. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, so you go to Swans Running Club. What's that experience like traveling with a group from Bermuda?
Couldn't be better.
Some of the names.
Guys.
Some of the names. Give me some of the names you remember traveling with.
I was
Old boy.
Old boy.
Yeah.
And Ray.
Ray himself. Yeah.
Ray Swan.
The girls.
Girls. It's
Donna Mae.
Donna Mae.
Yes.
And
Edwina.
Adrina.
Yeah, yes.
That's all my girls.
Oh, your girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cal Steed.
And Cal Steve, yes, the great stuff.
The great stallion, yeah. So going away to run in the Peachtree, meet people from around the world?
Yes, we meet at the Peachtree race.
Yeah.
Peachtree met people over there.
Yes, from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
But Atlanta one, but then in New York, it's definitely folks coming from all over the New York Marathon.
All over,
but let's go back to the marathon.
Yeah.
How do you train for a marathon? Because May 24th is 13.
Yeah.
How do you train for 26?
26. Hey.
That's a different one. I never run to 26.
Never done it.
You put a lot of miles?
Yes, and I'm just like I was telling you.
Yeah.
I've done my
long
mileage.
Long runs.
I was going the distance from Belmont
all
to
the way.
Flats and back.
Yeah.
And this one is from the airport and back.
Okay.
That's about 17 miles.
And what about the Bermuda Marathon? You'd run that as well, race weekend? The international race weekend marathon?
Yes, definitely, oh, man.
How's running in Bermuda for the marathon versus running in New York? Which one you like?
Running is me. It really is.
Yeah.
Hey, I was there.
You just enjoy running. It doesn't matter.
I enjoy it. If I got into it,
yes.
Hey, it's a little under my skin.
Yes.
It got me going, and now it's from there on. My training was.
I love it. In terms of others coming along, what would you tell youngsters that want to try running? What can they gain from it? Is it a fun experience or is it a hard work?
I got a young boy, one of my young
nephew, cousin?
Nephew, but he wasn't serious for it. He got a race, but. He had himself coming out of something, man.
You need your coach.
He hitting the wall, man.
Healthy people and healthy communities.
Do you remember playing hopscotch, jump rope, red light, 7-Up, stick in the mud? And how about jacks, cat's cradle, Miss Mary Mac, and pickup sticks? Well, it's about time to bring them back for today's children. These games are great physical and social activities. They encourage fitness, strength, balance, coordination, hand skills, and problem solving, all of which help a child's development. Child's play, it's not just fun and games, so make time for playtime.
So, you look up to Ed, your Ed Sherlock, your family member. Stanley Burgess, what do you remember about him?
Boy. Well, Stan, he was...
Classic?
Classic, yeah, but he was always by himself because he's always more... He's out first, and that was it.
Yes.
And, let him go. You first go, you got let him go start by 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30 in the morning.
Let him go.
It's good. It's nice. I'm glad to see him out there with it.
Yeah. What about guys like, if I bring you some names, Calvin Hensey, Bodie Hensey. Remember that fella?
Do I know that guy? It's one of my boy. He's one of these.
He was quiet.
Yeah, but
he did. So you would have got to know him better than I did.
Yeah.
Stayed to himself?
Yes. Yes, he said he was guy like always to himself and trained always for himself.
Yes.
And he trained run down the Harrington Sound, school, run the field,
Yes.
go around.
Okay, okay.
He did about 10, maybe more.
Didn't
I
want
don't know.
didn't want any of you guys training with him?
No, but I think what fellow he was training was my Watson.
Watson. Okay.
Watson,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
one of the
Okay.
more faster
More
guys.
faster guys. Even
He
faster
could
guys.
keep up
Okay.
with,
Yes.
but
Yeah. What about ladies? The ladies came into May 24th, going back to May 24th.
Yeah.
Ladies came into May 24th after the guys. It was all guys, and then the women were allowed to run.
yeah.
Do you remember anybody like Debbie Butterfield, Marinette Bean?
Yeah,
You remember
yes,
these ladies?
yes,
Then
yeah.
Midge Oliver has,
Oh, shit.
I'm going to talk to the family. Midge Oliver has close to 40 or over 40 races. You're the one at 45. It was you and Midge were battling. Who could run the most May 24th?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you're at the top.
Yeah.
But so the women came into the race, and May 24th got really big.
Got bigger, bigger.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
You started to notice that there was crowds.
Yes.
When you first started, I know my producer talked about the flopper leaf. You guys couldn't have water when you first started. So what did you
That's
take?
right.
What did you take? This flopper leaf that they talked about?
No, I flopper leaf, and I trained for that. I had my water before the race. and all
Before
that.
the race.
All that then, all in between, before the race and after the race.
Because Ed Sherlock talks about that as well. He's
Yeah.
saying that you guys didn't have water, so you had to
No,
prepare.
you couldn't.
So when they finally put water on the course, what would you drink? Here recently, what were you drinking?
Water.
Water. No Gatorade, Powerade.
Well, yes.
Yeah, a little bit of that, okay.
Yes,
The sweet
Gatorade,
drinks.
yes. Got a couple of sweetness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the lady that's your coach. You told me you didn't have a coach, but there's one person that's been their guiding light for 55 years. You tell me 55 years marriage?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
My wife.
Your wife. So tell me about that, how she kept you going in preparation for the race. What did she tell you to do?
Well, she was always there.
Yes.
When oranges kept me caught up at oranges every week, all week. Meet me at the Harrington Sound for the beach. On the beach?
Yes.
The beach right there.
Yes.
Yeah, I always make happen there, and she just, here's George coming.
You told me you didn't have a coach. You have a coach. That's your wife. What about diet? What does George Jones eat?
Hey, my wife got me to all this stuff. I got myself too.
Yeah.
I'm a good guy. I'm always in the garden. I'm a garden man.
Okay.
Any fruit, anything like that, fruit, apples, and oranges, and things what kept me going and kept me stretch me going and keep me going.
So you're big on health because you look
Yeah.
wonderful, man. So fruits, because everybody's listening to this. There's no secret now. All the George Jones secrets are coming out.
That's okay.
Fruits, vegetables, meat. Do you eat meat?
Fish.
You're a fish
I
guy.
was a fish guy. I was fish.
Local fish. So we're talking
Local
rockfish.
fish.
We're talking
Hey.
snapper, wahoo.
You know that. I was there.
Okay.
Yeah. You boiled me up some fish there, man. A little butter, pepper, and
So I'm going deep on you on
go
here.
ahead.
You're healthy.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like you've been getting sick at all over the years. What's the secret to staying healthy? So rest,
Yes, that's one of them. Yeah.
eating vegetables.
Correct. Eating plenty of fruit, apples, oranges,
Because you go 45 years on May 24th, you haven't missed a race.
That's right.
I want to know what's that secret.
Secret is just keeping fit and going to bed early nights. So you got
Right,
to race. That's
Stanley
it.
Burgess and those guys talked about that lifestyle back then where they worked hard during the day. Stanley was doing in masonry and construction. And they went to bed when the sun went down.
Uh-huh.
So you believe in that?
Yeah, I believe in getting good to bed. If I'm got a race to do that day, I was early to bed.
I'm going to tell
Thank
another
you.
secret, though.
Yeah, go
You know,
ahead.
after a race, George Jones can party, and you know how to dance.
Oh my dear.
I've seen you on the dance floor.
It couldn't get me off the ground. I'm 108.
So you don't feel after a race, your legs aren't tired?
It's tired, but I straighten them up. I got them going.
You know how to celebrate.
I know how to celebrate.
Yeah,
I can.
yeah. Well, George, I think that's a fitting end to this conversation, that George Jones knows how to prepare for a race, and he knows how to celebrate at the end.
That's right.
45 years of running May 24th consecutively.
That's correct.
55 years married. Tell me, he didn't have a coach, but that's what we're going to put on this.
Coach, yeah,
Oh,
right.
that's your coach.
Coach, that's right.
That's your
My
coach.
daughters, all my son, everybody was there, you know, in the family thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Support team.
Supporting. Oh, yeah. Support. Yeah.
This is beautiful. Anything else you want to tell the public?
Yeah,
How you
man.
enjoyed May 24th? You can say anything that you thank them, the public, for coming out. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
one year I was doing TV. We came out of Somerset, and I did a little interview with you. We were running down. Your name was called from Somerset all the way down. Do you like that part?
Nothing. Hey, nothing beats that. Yeah, man.
Tell me about Cedar Avenue before we go. What about
Oh,
Cedar
coming.
Avenue?
Yeah.
All the places you run in the world.
That's right.
What's it like coming down Cedar Avenue? Does that match up to New York or Atlanta?
Well, you know, it was from the crowd, but
Nothing.
you can't, you know, you just can't beat that crowd in New York, boy. It seemed like I just fitting right in there. But in Atlanta, same, yeah, the Peachtree race, Peachtree.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, that fitted right there.
So you must have the shirts from all over those
Oh,
places
man,
you run, the
see.
medals. How many medals you
Medal,
have?
oh my tongue, I'm glad you brought that up. Medals. I got about 100-something medals. I'm gonna draw
A
full of
drawer
medals.
full of medals,
Oh,
just for medals.
That's the medals. New York, Atlanta, Peachtree.
Love it.
You know,
That's beautiful.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Hey.
I was running. You guys, I mean, going up the swings, we party and have a good time.
Have a good time.
And yeah, that's what I think about.
George Jones, it's been a pleasure.
But it's been a pleasure, Mr.
Yeah, I called you. I was hoping that you could say yes, that you'd come. I've been wanting to do this interview for years, and the public will now get to hear how George Jones put together his career. Thank you, George. Well done. This is the road to glory. Today we spoke with George Jones. What a legend, coming out of the western end of the island. Sort of feel that all the stars came out of the west. Kevin Smith, Jay Donovan, George Jones. And we just were inspired today. We hope those of you who watched were inspired as well. We thank you for watching The Road to Glory.